cheers.
Oh, yeah, I was like, this is real close to people.
Yeah, he moved us up here yesterday. And I was
Okay.
like, oh, okay, started a trend.
How are you guys? Good.
So let's just talk a little bit about your path to acting. You started out in soap operas.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, Bold and the Beautiful and...
Was I on that show?
You were Candy?
Oh, okay. I have no idea. Okay, yeah, I started out in soap operas on Bold and Beautiful. I think it was Young and the Restless. I won some kind of soap opera contest out of college, and so that's the one that I remember. I think I maybe guest starred on Bold and Beautiful. So I was never in soaps very long, maybe 2 or 3 episodes total in my career.
Yeah, you were Robin, Young and the Restless.
Oh, okay, great.
I didn't have the speed force here, so you know.
I know. Someone the other day was like, "Yeah, I watched The Guest, and you were great in it." I was like, "I've never seen that again." Can you tell I don't watch things that I'm in? Yeah, so just started doing school plays, and when I was younger, I really enjoyed doing that after school, and went to school for theater, and moved to LA, and just started in soaps, and then guest starring a lot until The Flash. So that's kind of my career trajectory.
Well, then you did The Game.
I did do that. I do remember that.
And do you think that was like what got you kind of noticed for The Flash?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so. That was probably one of my longer recurring stints on television, but I don't think people really knew me from The Game. I think I just happened to be in the right audition for the right role at the right time. If you're asking me about Flash, so yeah.
And how were you a fan of the comic books, The Flash? Did you know anything about it before?
No, I didn't know anything about The Flash. I'd never read the comic books. I knew of The Flash, but I grew up more just Batman and Superman. Yeah, so it was something I had to familiarize myself with.
And so tell us a little bit about the audition process you went through, because you're like a great character on the show. I mean, you're like, there's so many, women and men and young girls that like look up to you and your character and how you've grown. So tell us a little bit about the process of getting this role.
Audition came in just like any other. I was pretty excited about it. I remember my manager calling, and he was like, "This is the one." He was like, "This is your role to take." And this was maybe December of 2013. And I went in, met with the director, David Nutter, who's the king of pilots. Did what I thought was a pretty terrible audition. I couldn't remember my lines. And that was that. I went home, I went back to Texas for Christmas and didn't really hear anything until January. They called me back in to do a chemistry read with Grant Gustin. And then within a couple of days I had the job.
Well, that's because the chemistry is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, it's always nice when you can have an audition with an actor, especially the lead actor. There's an opportunity, like you said, to show casting directors and directors that you guys have a chemistry, and that's something you can't do when you're sitting down with just a reader. So I was really fortunate that I got to read with Grant, and that immediately we had a working chemistry.
So everybody's seen The Flash, I'm guessing. So I'm a big fan. We actually don't plan any events at my store on Tuesday nights because it's the only show that we watch in real time. It's like, shh, everyone stop. But through the show, you started out as a character that was kind of just like, oh yeah, Barry likes me, and here's Eddie, and now you're yes, you did. It was like you were there. But then, what's great is that we've seen you grow and we've seen you develop into what you always were on the show. But it's like we've grown with you, and we see now that you're this strong woman who's so smart and so talented.
Yeah,
so integral to the team.
I've said this before. I think it's important to show characters, especially women, growing on television. So often we get frustrated, like, why isn't she strong from, season 1, episode 1? I want to see a strong woman right now. Well, that's just not true of anyone, women included. I feel like I'm a strong woman, but it took me years to get here. I didn't just start being a strong woman. I had to, find older strong women to look up to. And so that's the thing I love about Iris, is that she's grown over the last couple of seasons, and hopefully will continue to grow. She should be, an inspiration to girls that, you'll find your way. Don't worry. You'll find your way.
That's what I meant. I wasn't saying that you weren't.
No, I know.
But it's been really, it's so enjoyable to watch you and develop, and you really have a strong screen presence in there, and everybody's rooting for you, and you're so integral to the team with Cisco. I mean, it's got to be like the funnest group to work with in the world.
It is. It's really fun. I think we're unusually lucky in that sense. I think we're all young and energetic and passionate and excited still by this show, and so we care about it. We care about the dialogue. We care about the story and the characters, and we work really hard to continue to make it better. And so, we'll come up with banter and just continually try and make it better and massage it to make it better and better and better. So yeah, it's a fun job to have.
And it really does show. How fun was it to do the Earth 2 episode?
Really fun. It was really fun. I think in one episode we got to see Iris be everything we wanted her to be. Badass, in a relationship with Barry. I guess the only thing was not having, watching her father die. But it was, other than that, spoiler alert if you haven't seen that. No, Earth 2 was really, really fun. I think I really enjoyed playing her as a cop too. I don't know, I love any time they are like, you want a gun? I'm like, yes! All the guns, give me all the guns. I'm from Texas, so. Yeah.
So, your relationship with Joe on the show, your dad, is amazing. He's an amazing character. But one of the things I love is that, you're used to seeing women on TV, and they're the one bringing the food out, and they're the one that's cooking, and it's usually him. And so how does that come about?
I don't know who started that, but I like to think it was a female director. I remember, and why I'm always advocating for diversity in television in every aspect, and the casting and directors and producers. I think there was one scene where we were shooting in the West House dining room, and we started with, we'll have Iris, bring something out from the kitchen, and she was like, wait, let's have Joe do it instead. And sometimes it takes a woman to think about the status quo and be like, no, let's not do that. Let's not continually, perpetuate a stereotype. So yeah, I like that we continue to try and do that on our show, and I think that's because of the diverse roles we have created with the show, not just in casting, but behind the scenes. We continually have African American directors, and a lot of female directors come in and direct our show. And that's unusual for an action show, to, have 3 and 4 and 5 women directors come in and do a really good job. I mean, you want to talk about a great episode, Earth 2. The first episode of Earth 2 was directed by Millicent Shelton, a Black woman. And it's one of my favorite episodes, so yeah, I think diversity is really important in every aspect on television.
So that's like that, and also, if you want to start finding out for questions, we'll take those in a bit. So the microphone's over here. I never know when they move things on me. So how lucky do you feel to be on this show? Because it's gotten such great reception. I mean, it's an amazing show.
Stupid lucky. I mean, I'm always continually humbled, even going into season 3. I mean, it feels like yesterday I was just a hungry, starving actress living in LA hoping for a job. And so I always have that kind of in the back of my head, knowing that this could be taken from me at any moment. So I'm really grateful. I'm grateful that I can come to conventions in Baltimore and people will show up and listen to me talk. I'm terribly boring. I don't have a script. So I'm really, really blessed to be in this position. And you know, I wanted to be a part of a job that would help change the future of television. And just being in this role, I feel like I've had that opportunity. And just watching the climate change in television and seeing more Black women, you know, be leading ladies and ingenues. It's really, I feel proud to even be a part of that.
Oh, and you should. And one of the great things about the Flash, the show, it's like every single episode is like, seems like it's you know, should be the season finale. You can't do that. This is like the third episode.
I think that's the trick, and our producers have said very early on, don't save anything. You know, don't save the big idea for the finale. Let's do it now. We'll think of a bigger idea.
Yeah.
And that's kind of a smart way to create television. You can't save your big ideas. Shoot the big idea, we'll come up with a bigger one.
So, and next season, I know you can't say too much about it, but we know it's Flashpoint.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. I can hardly wait. In my shop, we sold a lot of Flashpoint. Yeah, we saw a lot of Flash.
Yeah.
Everybody's a huge fan. They all say hi.
Hello. What's the name of the show?
It's All Yeah Comics, Muncie, Indiana.
All Yeah?
All Yeah.
All Yeah Comics. Yeah.
Hey, woo! I don't know you, but come see us. In next season, can we? I know you can't say much, but can we see more of this? You know, Iris taking control and just being badass.
We say that on television, so I'm pretty sure that's okay word.
Just pretend it's a bus. You know?
Yeah, I think so. I'm trying to think of what I can say without getting fired. Yeah, I think, yeah.
It's on Tuesdays.
It's on Tuesdays. Yeah, you can always expect to see more of Iris, you know, in Star Labs, helping Team Flash. I'm always advocating for more for Picture News. We can see her in a reporter role. But yeah, you see a lot more of Iris kind of being a part of the team and helping in her own way, which I really like. There's Flashpoint. There's some really, really cool villains coming up this season. And our big bad is going to be pretty dope.
So, how excited are you about the whole Supergirl joining your universe?
Yeah, great. Yeah, I think the fans love the crossovers, and so it provides more opportunity for us to cross over now that they're on the same network and, you know, they're in the same city as us in Vancouver. So it just provides more opportunity for us to make great television for you. So we gladly welcome it.
And strong women. Woo!
Yes. Melissa's an incredible woman, actually. So
yes.
I'm really hoping that their show does great on the CW. So please, viewership matters. Tune in, watch Supergirl, and watch The Flash too.
Yes, absolutely. All right, first question.
Hello, my name is DeWolf. I'm representing Geeky TV on YouTube. And being a Black woman in television, I wanted to know, had there been any quote-unquote challenges that you have faced taking on a character that is traditionally white, red-haired character?
Challenges. I don't think there are challenges in the character specifically because I never approached her as like, I'm a Black woman and I'm going to play her as a white woman, or she's a white woman and I didn't ever approach it in that way. I just approached her as a character. And I always say Iris is more than her skin color. So whoever steps into the role of Iris, whether she's white, black, green, blue, purple, that's not what she is about. It's about her character and her strength of character. And so I've always just relied on the script. Everything else, everything you're seeing physically, that's just my shell. Hopefully you like it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. That's what you're gonna get.
I definitely like it and definitely appreciate seeing you as playing Iris. It's definitely been a joy to watch. And I just have one other question.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that I know want to know, what is your guilty pleasure food?
Oh, girl. Where you want to start?
Exactly.
Cheeses. Love the cheeses. Love all the cheeses. And chips.
Chips, what kind of chips?
I love I love just plain salty, crispy. I like ruffled chips. There's these chips in Canada that I can only find in Canada. I can no longer buy them. They just cannot be brought into my home. Because I will tear a bag of chips up. Like, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You want to borrow my mic?
Are there going to be more emotional scenes like the runaway dinosaur scene in season 3, or like it's going to be more action based?
That's a great question. It's a lot of action so far. I personally haven't shot any real emotional scenes yet. We're shooting episode 6 right now. And I'm trying to think, these last 6 episodes, I don't know that I've shed a tear. So things are pleasant in Central City. Just a lot of crime fighting, you know, the huge. Yeah, but you know, we always love a good, heartfelt, emotional family scene, so I'm sure they're coming. So yeah, I mean, I would keep your tissues nearby for sure. Thank you. You're so cute.
Top that now.
Hi.
Hi, my name is Antonio Colon. I just want to say I'm an absolute fan of your acting and performance. I think the scenes in which you portray like the familiar relationships with Jesse Martin and Grant Gustin, like honestly probably my favorite parts of the show, like emotionally touching. And so with that, what's it like to get to work with such incredible talent in a sense, and to kind of bring that reality of like real relationships to television in a superhero show?
It's great. You know, I have a lot of scenes with Grant and Jesse, and they're usually, you know, heartfelt and deep, and it's working with such talented actors. It's helped me step my game up over the last 2 seasons. I feel like, you know, every time I get to do a nice meaty scene with either of them, my game is elevated. So I think, you know, by the time the show is over and I'm moving on to my next project, I feel like, you know, I'm going through my own boot camp here on The Flash, learning to do my own stunts, and even just as an actor, you know, the people around me that I work with, you know, they help me step my game up. Like, I can't come to set and not be on point, because Grant and Jesse will outact me, you know.
I can't agree with that. But yeah, thank you for putting on such an amazing performance and for being here.
Thank you.
Hello, my name's Winona.
Hi.
So I've been, you follow a storyline. So did Iris graduate from her grad school degree
Girl.
program? What? It kind of disappeared.
I know. Let's just say she did.
Right.
Yay. Graduation party. It's on you. You can throw it.
My name is Harrison Bennett, and
Hi, Harrison.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be like Justice League, like how in the comics there was, and in the cartoon movie where it's going to be Superman, Hal Jordan,
Right.
Wonder Woman.
Right. That I don't know. I don't think there's any plans for that, to be honest. I know that would be really cool, and we had some Easter eggs kind of about
Or is it
that.
just classified? Like, we can't know.
Listen. I know. I just really don't think that's in the plans as far as I know. But you know, they don't tell me anything, so it could be, and I just don't know.
Boo-hoo.
I know. So you just have to live with Easter eggs.
Well, the Flash is such a strong character, and you have such a strong cast. It's like to bring anybody else
Yeah.
in, it might be a little bit of overkill.
I think that's the thing too, is we've found, you know, we have such strong characters in the series regulars that we want to tell their stories. The more characters we bring in, you know, it becomes a little bit claustrophobic. It's hard to give everyone a great storyline if you have so many characters. So, hi.
My name is Portia Lewis.
Hi.
Hey, Tucker. So, as a cosplayer, I'm also black and a woman. Thank you. No, yeah, really does. Like, I'm coming out as a black woman. So the thing is that I represent characters that aren't necessarily black women or women at all, and you kind of face that backlash sometimes with people who aren't able to accept that new image. So I was wondering, do you have any advice for how do you sometimes deal with that sort of backlash and that criticism?
I don't know. I think in the beginning it wasn't easy, but you know that's what moms are for. And then you just grow thick skin. It doesn't faze me anymore. You know, the racism doesn't bother me at all, actually, because it's just so.
It's ridiculous.
It's so ridiculous that you're almost. It's just funny. It becomes funny. It's not funny, but it's. You know, you read stuff and you're just like you're so far behind in where our world is going that I feel bad for those people. I really do, because it's only moving forward, and if you don't get on that train, you're gonna miss out. So I don't know. I think all I can say to that is, you know, you have to have faith and an inner strength. That's how I feel. I feel like I've been given this opportunity. You have your opportunity as a cosplayer. I've been given an opportunity to sit here and speak to a lot of men and women of every color. And so I have to continue to be, you know, graceful and poised, because I know people are waiting for me to fail. So, you know, I think you just have to, whatever platform you're given, be strong in it and know that other girls are watching you.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Thank you.
Look around this room and just look at the diversity and the love in this room, and it's amazing. And this is what your Flash television show is doing.
Yeah.
This is why this show is so important.
It is very important. That's why
I'm just going to tear up soon.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Matthew. Sorry, sis, I'm pretty nervous and lost for words.
I'm always nervous, so don't.
First, I meet a celebrity from one of my favorite TV shows, and first Comic Con ever, so pretty nervous.
It's okay.
I was wondering, since I've been a comic book fan all my life, and Flash kind of means a lot to me throughout my life. For who he is and what he represents to me, he's inspired me to be a forensic scientist there in my life. And how he has to go through his daily life, and how he's like trying to deal with the loss of his mother and things, just really kind of gets to me close at heart about certain things. But I was wondering, like, you, when you're just being yourself for Iris West, I was wondering, was it like living, like trying to act through and living in a world where comic superheroes exist and you have to interact with them and all that? Like, well, how does that personally affect you as a person, not just as the character, but as a person being around all these great characters?
That's a great question. It's really inspiring to get to work with these storylines every day, because it reminds me of the greater good in the world, and I think that's why people tune in, right? There's so much awful stuff happening in the world, and I can't even turn on the news half the time. And I think, you know, I always say this, you know, the Flash to me is a representation of, if you got struck by lightning and the particle accelerator exploded today, would you be Barry Allen or would you be Zoom?
Yeah, I'd be.
And when you get on Twitter and you're talking to people you don't know, are you Barry Allen or are you Zoom?
I would be Barry Allen all the way, I'm sure.
And you gotta remember that when you're getting coffee and you're talking to your barista, are you Barry Allen or are you Zoom? Be nice, be kind, help people.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, Iris.
Hello. I answered both.
Okay, a good point. Question. Are we going to see Impulse on the first season? Like, if possible, are we going to see you in an older one, like a grandmother, since you are going to be like that?
I look that old?
Well, you get the idea, but
No, actually.
even though, because John Snipe said they're going to be Impulse, but I am not sure, so.
Who said that?
The original Flash, John Wesley Snipes.
Oh, shit. Oh,
The original Flash from the other season.
I don't know anything about Impulse. I haven't heard anything about that, so. If he
It'll be
said
on
it,
Tuesdays
yeah.
next season.
But honestly, I've heard nothing about that, so it could be happening and I just don't know, but I don't think that's happening anytime soon.
But you would be interested, right?
Sure, I'm interested in a lot of the storylines that are in the comic books. Absolutely, I'd love to explore a lot of things that we haven't covered yet.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Isaac.
Hi.
I'm a little flustered right now.
That's okay.
So on the show, Captain Davidson is an out gay person, and his character is portrayed very well. You know, not very stereotypical. And I know that in the comics, Pied Piper, his character is gay. So I'm just wondering, what would be the how would there be a chance of him like coming out at any time, or would he just there are no plans for him?
The Pied Piper?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they have plans to do that, if they have plans to bring him back. I don't know anything about that, to be honest. But I think our show does really well is being diverse in every sense of the word, and so I think there should be more opportunity for more gay characters in our show. I think we will explore that in the future for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, my name's Emily. I'm from Texas too.
Hi.
So this is kind of a silly question, but how much fun is it to wear Iris's costume? Because she has like the cutest clothes.
I know. I take a lot of it. I don't take a lot of it. No, I shouldn't say that. I just buy a lot of it. I do. So I don't like going shopping, and but everything that looks great on Iris, I'm like, can we just buy 2 of those? I'll pay you back. And so half the stuff you see me in, it's stuff Iris has already worn. It's fun. It's fun getting to play dress up. I don't know. I'm a girl. I'm still a girl, and I like that stuff. It's fun. Yeah. I'm glad you guys like her wardrobe. Sometimes we take chances. Grant really makes fun of me. He was making fun of me the other day actually because I had this choker thing on, and he's like, "What is that?"
He wears a skin tight suit 7% of the time.
Thank you. Thank you. And season 1, I had this suspender thing on that literally had no purpose, and he won't let it go. And the other day he was like, "Yeah, you remember that suspender thing you wore that just had no purpose whatsoever?" And I was like, "It's fashion, Grant. It's fashion." But Keenan appreciates it. He's like, "You look dope." I'm like, "Thank you."
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello. So the creators obviously have a great respect for the previous show with John Wesley Shipp. I was wondering if they screened any of those episodes, and if either of the 2 actors who appeared on the show have had any advice or anecdotes for you guys.
You mean the other actors from the original?
Yeah, the one who plays Keenan McGee and John Wesley Shipp.
And John Wesley Shipp and
Just like
Trickster, of course, Mark Hamill also. I haven't gotten to work with Tina McGee. The only person I've really worked with a lot is John Wesley. And I think just his character is a testament to, what a great actor he is. I mean, he's worked for so long in this business. And so, having him on our show, we like to kind of pay homage to the original, and he's such a great person to have on set because he's so professional and so kind. And so I think if he's been in the business this long and he can still be nice and kind, it teaches me that I have no excuse,
So he sets by example.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, not in a very eloquent way, is that he's set by example, this tone of, being a seasoned actor and still being gracious and kind.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You need more questions with Harrison Wells in them, so.
Huge
Harrison Wells.
Yeah. A lot of people love him.
Amazing.
Hello, my name is Jalon.
Hi.
With the musical episode of Flash and Supergirl coming up, do you plan to participate in that?
I mean, I think you guys think that I get to just decide what I want to do on the show. If I could decide what I was doing on the show, so much stuff would have happened. But no, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if they've even written that episode yet. I don't know anything about who's going to be involved in what. There was a conversation. I know people have been telling Greg Berlanti that I can sing. I'm really not that good, so I hope I don't have to do too much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is, why do you think the writers make it so easy for any of the villains to just walk into Star Labs
Why do they make it so easy? We don't know. It's still the question. It's like the running joke. Yeah, there's just there's no security, so if you guys want to come by, hang out, steal a particle accelerator, yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hello, my name is James. I'm a bit sick, sorry, but I was just wondering, how did you feel about when you did the first crossover with the Arrow, and are we going to be seeing more of Oliver Queen in the next season?
Oh, wow. Stephen and I were just talking about that episode the other day. That was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, and I think it's fun for you guys to see characters like Iris fangirling over a guy like Oliver Queen, and then watching Barry's reaction. She's just like, his muscles are this big. And I'm sure Barry's like, what's wrong with guys with muscles my size? It's really fun. I think, there's a crossover, I think multiple crossovers that are going to be happening this season, and I'm sure that will involve Steven in some way. Again, I don't know much about what the crossovers will look like, who's coming from what, and who's going where, but I think having all of the shows shooting in Vancouver will make for a very easy transition for a lot of us.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hello there. I have two questions. One, do you have dreams of doing much bigger things in the Flash, like have your own spotlight in a big blockbuster kind of film?
Absolutely, of course. I mean, I'm very happy where I am right now, and I think I'm learning a lot by being on The Flash. I get the privilege of being in your homes every week, which is something you can't really do with a film. But of course, I have dreams and aspirations of doing great things. I would love to be the lead of a film at some point in my career. I'd love to do independent features. I'd love to be the lead in the new Rocketeer film that's coming out for Disney. Yeah, I have hopes and dreams. It's just, we shoot 23 episodes a season, which takes 9 months out of our year, and we're shooting in Canada, so it makes it very, very difficult to do other projects. But, hopefully when this show is done, hopefully a long, long time from now, I'll have the opportunity to do a lot of big things, and I hope you guys will follow me.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Personally think that
Sorry?
you have what it takes to deal with, of course, being the A-list spotlight.
Do I have what it takes?
Yes, you personally think you have what it takes.
Yes. I hope so. I mean, I think, again, being on a show like this, it's a smaller forum to learn to deal with those things. People wanting to take your picture, people not understanding that you have a bad day sometimes, or, that you say stupid things that you didn't mean to say. I'm happy that I get to make these mistakes on a show like The Flash, so that less people are watching, so that maybe when I do become A-list, so to speak, that I'm a little more poised, I hope. I don't know. I don't think you can ever prepare for fame. I never came into this business wanting to be famous. I don't care about being famous. For me, it's more, I like to work. I love make-believe, and so I love everything between action and cut. Everything outside of that, I don't really care for. I have to learn to be on TV. I have to learn to be a public figure. But yeah, I got into this because I loved make-believe. So everything between action and cut is what I really love. Yeah, thank you.
Hello.
Hi.
I really admire that you point out that you have this, there's this awareness that you want to create good role models for young ladies who watch the show, or anyone really. And when you were talking about how Iris has grown as a character over the last couple seasons, have there ever been times during production where you or one of your peers had insight into how the character should be in a scene or how it should develop, and have they been accommodating, like production? Have they been accommodating to any things you all might have creatively?
I think the thing you have to understand with TV is it's not my project, right? So Flash doesn't belong to me. And so I have to be respectful of that. Our producers, it's their show, it's their right to produce it the way they want to. And I think they've done a really great job with that. So, I try to not be too opinionated. I also trust them. They've been in this business way longer than I have. And we're only seeing, we've only seen 2 seasons. We're hoping for huge arcs to come over many, many seasons. So I think sometimes while we can get frustrated that a character isn't doing something that we want to do, we're not thinking in the long term where they are thinking in the long term. And they have an idea of this kind of arc for the characters. So there's a bit of patience and a bit of, respect you have to have for creatives to know that they know what they're doing. You gotta trust them. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I have a feeling you two are together.
Hi, I'm Artemis and this is Simone.
Hi.
So our
Is your real name Artemis?
Yes.
I love that. Have you read Ready Player One?
What?
Okay.
Order Ready Player One.
Yeah.
So our question was, if you could bring a character back to life, like a dead character, if you could bring one back to life on the show, who would you bring back?
A dead character. Okay, list some dead characters for me.
Eddie.
I swear to God, I cannot win when it comes to Eddie. Like, I continually fail in interviews.
Barry just went, yes!
Francine.
Yes, my mom and my dead boyfriend. I love to bring those two people back. Thank you. You should really watch the show.
After this is done, do you think we can get a picture?
If there's time.
Okay.
If there's time, yes, yes.
You're also doing photo ops?
I am doing photo ops. Please come by. I know we didn't get to do them yesterday. I was working on Friday. Thank you guys for being patient with me. But yes, I'll be signing and doing photo ops, and then I'm leaving very soon after that. So come see me or I'll be gone.
Hello.
Hi.
My question is, if you could have one actor who has not guest starred on the show, guest star on Flash, who would it be?
One actor who's, like, anybody?
Anybody.
I mean,
well,
off
a
the
lot.
top of my head, I don't know why this just popped in my head, but Felicia Rashad.
I love that.
Right? Like, I don't know. I would love to see her play like a villain. I know. I don't know. But she's always just been like, the strong, lovable. Like, I would love to see her play like the reverse of that and be this, I don't know, evil person. I just love her. I love her.
I love her.
I think she's going to be on Empire.
Or Oscar Isaac.
Hi, I'm Simone Powell.
Hi.
But first I want to thank you so much. Growing up, I always tried to not be nerdy. And over the past couple of years, that's really changed in me. And it actually started with The Flash. That really helped me just be the person I'm most comfortable being. I know it started just with a little, I wore the Star Labs sweatshirt every day to school.
Yeah.
All my freshman year. And I just want to thank you guys so much for helping me to that point. But my question to you is, what has been the most memorable moment of just creating this?
God, there have been a lot of memorable moments, but I think the ones that usually stick with me are the ones with fans. I mean, even this morning, I don't know if Kate's in here, little girl Kate, but she was just in sheer tears seeing me in real life. And that's weird for me because I don't think I'm cool at all. But and because we're so removed, I forget what an impact we have in your lives. And that's a huge power that you guys place in us. One that I almost feel like I don't even deserve. But it's really special that I get to come and meet you and see that I'm having an impact in your life in a positive way. It makes me feel like I'm doing a little bit of good in this world. Because sometimes as an actor, you feel like, well, I'm not curing cancer. But, so, I don't know, the moments like that. Comic-Con San Diego, I think the first time I went to Comic-Con San Diego, and I realized what this show was. And how many people were watching, I think that was the moment for me that I was like, wow, I'm a part of something really special that people are going to remember for a very long time.
And then I also like to bring up, you've been talking a lot about being a role model. And I know when I was little, I wanted to be a journalist. So to see a woman on TV who's a journalist, and you're such, like, Iris is such a strong character, and I think that's really important to see. And I just want to, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
But my other question is, were you ever very nerdy?
Was I ever very nerdy? I don't know. I mean, yes, I was. But in like a theater way, which is often not very cool in school. And I remember in high school, I would, during the lunch hour, immediately I would go to the library, check out some plays, and we could drive off campus, and I would drive to the local like Chinese food restaurant, and I would order a box of white rice and an egg roll, and then I would eat lunch in my car and read plays every single day. So yeah, I was a bit of a nerd in that way, but for theater and that world, which is not cool in school, but whatever.
Never been to my school.
I think the thing is, like in school, you find, once you get out of that and you move into the real world, you realize there are a lot more nerds than there are not nerds. There's a huge tribe of nerds. That's what Comic Cons are for. Find your tribe, man.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How you doing?
Hi.
My name is Anthony, also known as Ant-Man by the word mom.
Okay, all right.
I have a question. With the DC rumors coming out that HBO is trying to get into making DCEU TV shows, do you find it a little insulting that they didn't come to you guys about it and combine your universes with the movies?
You mean the HBO? I don't know anything about HBO. Sorry, I got it through me.
There was a rumor came out with a bunch of DCEU movie rumors that said that the HBO was trying to compete with Netflix on original comic book shows.
Oh, I don't know anything about that. I absolutely don't know anything about that, unfortunately. So I don't think I can answer that question.
The TV universe is its own thing, so it's just kind of like,
yeah,
it's enough.
I knew it was one thing, but I was trying to see because I know you said you wanted to get into movies, and that has been a good strong point to find a way into the movie, like some of the DC comic books, Marvel
right.
TV shows, finding a way to their TV, find a way in the movies and things like that.
Yeah, I don't think we have time to do a film, unfortunately, or I would love to do that, but we shoot 9 months out of the year, so logistically it's absolutely impossible.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hi, I'm Grace, and you and Iris are like one of my biggest female role models. So my question is, what do you think are some similarities between yourself and Iris?
I'd like to think I'm pretty strong like she is. I think we're both, opinionated. And we both are not afraid to be emotional if need be. I love that about her. She's strong, but she's also very emotionally available. Yeah.
And also, I have another question that my friend asked. Are you and Greg dating?
What? Is your friend here?
She's right there.
Where is she?
Right there. Yeah.
Girl, you better raise your hand. Trying to put your girlfriend on blast.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're not.
Okay,
sorry to ruin your
We're
drinks.
running out of time, so we're going to do like speed rounds. So one question and quick.
My name is Matthew, and I have a question. How does it feel to be on the set? Because when I'm grown up, I want to be an actor.
How does it feel being on the set? It's a lot of fun. I don't know, for me, like as a kid, I loved make-believe and doing plays, so I just get to do that all day. I get to just play all day. There's a lot of hurry up and wait. There's a lot of waiting around. It's not as glamorous as it probably looks, but I think if you enjoy acting, it's the best job you could have. You get to make believe all day with other weirdos who want to make believe with you. and no one judges you for that. It's great. I think you would really like it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Luke, and I want to know, how does it feel, what has your favorite villain been on the show?
We've had a lot of great villains. I think one of my favorites was Captain Cold. Yeah, I love what Rick's done with that character. And I only got to interact with Captain Cold like a little bit. But it was great. I wish there was more of that. So yeah, you're welcome.
All right, hi Candice. I must admit, I was one of those who came to see you yesterday, and what happened?
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay, because we got to see Michael, and he was pretty good.
Wait, are you talking about what happened because of the drill?
You don't have, no, like, during, like, your thing, it was supposed to be yesterday.
Oh yeah, they have to switch.
Yeah,
because I worked on Friday?
I don't know, and it was so bad that we had to see Michael. No, he was awesome.
It was great. Yeah.
And he mentioned how much he enjoyed doing Earth 2 with you, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
So I'm going to pose to you the same question I posed to him.
Okay.
Seems fair. But it's the lightning round, so we have to go fast. So if you obviously do a great job with Iris, but if there was one other character in, the Arrow, Flash, Legends universe, and it doesn't have to be a male, female thing, whatever.
Yeah.
Who also would be cool to play, you think? And don't just say Flash, come on.
I'm not going to say Flash. The first thing that comes to mind is the White Canary. I love Katie. If anyone follows me on social media, Katie is like the dopest chick ever. I love her. And I just love how strong and badass she is. And she can do a lot of those moves. Like, she's a fighter. And I can't do that stuff, so I'll live vicariously through her. Yeah. She gets to train, like, that character gets to do a lot of training and sword play. Like, it's cool stuff that I wish I could get to do. So I think if there was one character, it would be hers, yeah, for sure.
Tell the writers to get Iris in on the League of Assassins or something.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name's Mira. Hi, my name is Ella. We were wondering if you knew why Harrison Wells always talks in a whisper.
Because he can. I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name's Greg, and I've always been a fan of DC shows. There was this one back when, I guess around the time of the whole Flash, it's called The Adventures of Lois and Clark. There's an episode where Superman's powers went to Lois for the episode. And of course you'd be interested in doing that, but how do you feel Iris would handle that, and what the effects would be between her and Barry's relationship? Sorry to make you think of it.
No, I'm thinking about, like, you writing that episode and giving it to me. This is great. How do I think she would handle having superpowers?
Yeah, like Flash's powers. Would she of course she would help people, but
yeah.
Would it affect her? Would she put that before her personal life?
I think she would be very similar to a Barry Allen. I think that's why they have the connection that they do. They value helping people, but they also really value their family and their friends. I think she would step into that role pretty well.
But how would that affect her and Barry? Because Barry wouldn't have his powers, but she would. I remember that was a big part of it back in then.
Right. Well, remember when Barry lost his powers for a bit, and that was a bit of a challenge for him? Like, I think that would be the same thing. I think it would be a challenge for him, but I think, he loves Iris. He would support her. It'd be hard to watch her, have super speed while he didn't, because that's such a part of his identity now. But yeah, he's supportive. He's a supportive boo.
Definitely pitch that to them.
I will.
All right, great questions. We gotta hustle.
When you're done filming, do you gotta re-record your sound?
Do I record myself?
No, re-record it when you're done filming. ADR.
Oh, ADR, what we call ADR. Sometimes. So sometimes if the sound quality is not good during the take, which we try to make sure it's excellent, so that I don't have to go into an ADR booth. But sometimes if we're shooting on location near water, or there's trucks passing by, or someone's shoes are too clunky, the sound quality is not great. So we have to go into an ADR booth, like a recording studio, and dub the lines over. So, which is, some people like doing it. Some actors like the opportunity to tweak their performances through ADR. I do not enjoy it. And I try to avoid the ADR booth as much as possible.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Hi, my name is Gabriel, and I just want to ask, since you've had so many directors on the show, and specific to Runaway Dinosaur, how was working with Kevin Smith? Because obviously, heard a lot from his perspective, Batman, but working with you guys, so I just want a different perspective.
Working with Kevin was great. I think we all felt super lucky to have him there. He was a fan of The Flash and of the show, and so anytime you have someone, you know, directing like that, they're going to be extremely passionate. And he shot later in the season, so a little bit of our energy had waned. You know, we were all getting a little tired, a little ready for hiatus, and so it's nice to have a director who was excited by every single take. I mean, before we'd start rolling, he'd be like, "Guys, you're living your dreams. You have the best job in the world. Are you ready?" I was like, "Yeah, I am ready. I do have the best job in the world." And it just kind of gets you pumped and reminds you of, you know, how lucky we are and how fun this job really is. So he was a very enthusiastic director, and he's coming back this season.
Yeah, I know that. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's doing the next episode, I think episode 7.
Thank you.
Okay, we are out of time, make sure you go to school. She's doing planning, she's doing photo ops.
Come by.
Don't miss her. She's awesome. Thank you so much and have a great rest of the day.
Bye.